Soy Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria. Tranquilo, plata o plomo.
Pablo Escobar's funeral. What happened that day? Welcome back to our channel. Today, we dive into a momentous occasion that shook the world, the funeral of the infamous Colombian drug lord, Pablo Escobar. On that fateful day, a somber atmosphere engulfed Medellín as thousands gathered to witness the final chapter in Escobar's controversial life. Emotions ran high as Escobar's casket, draped in flowers, made its way through the streets. Heavy security surrounded the event, reflecting the magnitude of his legacy and the fear he had instilled. Join us as we unravel the extraordinary events that unfolded during Pablo Escobar's funeral, revealing a captivating glimpse into a dark chapter of history. Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria, a name that strikes both fear and fascination, was a man whose life story reads like a Hollywood thriller. This Colombian drug lord, narco-terrorist, and even politician left an indelible mark on the world. Known as the King of Cocaine, Escobar rose from humble beginnings to become the wealthiest criminal in history, with an estimated net worth of a staggering $30 billion at the time of his death. One can't help but wonder, how did this man amass such an unimaginable fortune? Born in Rio Negro and raised in Medellín, Escobar's journey to infamy began with a thirst for power and wealth. Despite a brief stint at the Universidad Autónoma Latinoamericana of Medellín, Escobar soon abandoned his pursuit of education and embraced a life of crime. He dabbled in various illicit activities, from selling illegal cigarettes to peddling fake lottery tickets. However, it was his involvement in motor vehicle theft and kidnapping that truly marked the start of his criminal ascent. In 1976, Escobar founded the notorious Medellín Cartel, a ruthless organization that dominated the cocaine trade. The cartel revolutionized the drug smuggling industry, establishing intricate routes from Peru, Bolivia, and Ecuador all the way to the United States. Escobar's strategic infiltration into the U.S. market catapulted the demand for cocaine to unprecedented level. Can you imagine the magnitude of his operations? Escobar's monthly shipments alone amounted to a jaw-dropping 70 to 80 tons of cocaine. It's no wonder he quickly became one of the wealthiest individuals on the planet. Yet, with great power comes great opposition. Escobar's ascent to the top was not without bloodshed and violence. In his relentless pursuit of dominance, he engaged in brutal conflicts with rival cartels both at home and abroad. These clashes resulted in countless massacres, the murder of law enforcement officers, judges, and even prominent politicians. Colombia, once a land of vibrant culture and natural beauty, became synonymous with danger, earning the grim title of the murder capital of the world. Surprisingly, amidst this reign of terror, Escobar managed to capture the attention and even the support of local community. In the 1982 Colombian parliamentary election, he was elected as an alternate member of the Chamber of Representatives, aligning himself with the liberal alternative movement. He cunningly used his newfound political platform to portray himself as a benefactor, spearheading community projects such as housing construction and the development of football fields. These gestures earned him popularity among the very people whose lives he had tainted with his criminal empire. It leaves us pondering, how could one man be both a ruthless criminal and a charismatic community leader? However, Escobar's political ambitions were ultimately crushed by the Colombian and U.S. governments, who relentlessly pursued his capture. The Avianca Flight 203 bombing and the D.A.S. building bombing, both attributed to Escobar, were desperate acts of retaliation against those who sought to bring him down. In 1991, after years of evading the authorities, Escobar finally surrendered and was imprisoned. But this was no ordinary prison. He negotiated a deal with Colombian President Cesar Gaviria to build his own high-security facility called La Catedral, a luxurious haven designed to cater to his every whim. But even within the confines of his own self-built prison, Escobar's thirst for power proved unquenchable. In 1992, he escaped from La Catedral when authorities attempted to relocate him to a more secure facility. The nation was thrown into chaos as a nationwide manhunt ensued, determined to bring down the elusive drug lord once and for all. The crumbling of the Medellín cartel was imminent, and on that fateful day in 1993, Colombian National Police cornered Escobar in his hometown. In a dramatic showdown, the man who had evaded capture for so long met his end just a day after celebrating his 44th birthday. On the day of Pablo Escobar's funeral, A sea of mourners flooded the streets, creating a spectacle that captured the world's attention. As the news of his demise spread, curiosity drew countless individuals to pay their last respects. But what brought such a multitude to bid farewell to a man who was both revered and reviled? Pablo's family and friends, somber and grieving, stood among the throngs of people struggling to navigate the overwhelming crowd. T-shirts adorned with images of Escobar and signs bearing his name were proudly displayed, reflecting the conflicted sentiments of those present. Was it genuine sorrow or a twisted admiration that led them to honor this fallen figure? Reports recount the unprecedented size of the gathering, so immense that even the drug lord's own family found themselves trapped within their vehicle, unable to make their way to the funeral. They were forced to turn back, missing the final farewell to their notorious patriarch. In that moment, one can't help but wonder what emotions must have gripped his loved ones as they were denied the opportunity to bid him a proper goodbye. As Escobar's body was transported to a local morgue in Medellín, the weight of his death bore heavily upon his family and friends. While they grappled with their personal grief, they also had to contend with the relentless media spotlight that intensified the aftermath of his demise. The world watched with rapt attention, magnifying the impact on those closest to him. How does one mourn when surrounded by such scrutiny and fear? 2 days later, the funeral took place at the Monte Sacro cemetery, and thousands gathered to say their last goodbyes. The authorities attempted to maintain order, but the collective anger and sorrow of the mourners proved indomitable. The struggle to control the crowd was futile, and they surged forward, determined to pay their respects. Amidst the chaos, the burial proceeded with urgency, leaving the priest unable to utter the customary prayers. How can one find solace in a ceremony tainted by tumult and unrest? For Escobar's family, this day marked the beginning of a new nightmare. Faced with the constant fear of their enemies, pressure from the government, and accusations from relentless reporters, they navigated a treacherous path. The son of Escobar, overwhelmed with grief, lamented the intense 24 hours that had shattered their lives. In his anguished words, he revealed the harrowing truth of their existence. How does one find normalcy in the aftermath of such violence and loss? Colombia, a country forever linked to the legend of Pablo Escobar, grapples with conflicting opinions about his legacy. Some see him as a modern-day Robin Hood, championing the marginalized and oppressed, while others condemn him as a violent drug dealer, staining their nation's reputation. The impact of Escobar's deeds continues to reverberate, leaving Colombians divided. Should he be remembered as a folk hero or a horrifying chapter in their history? As we reflect on the lingering attention surrounding Pablo Escobar, we ponder its validity. Does this man, whose name still evokes fascination and debate, truly deserve the prominence he holds today? We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments, for the tale of Pablo Escobar has left an indelible mark on the world, forever challenging our perceptions of justice, power, and the human condition.